Step into another dimension outside of the normal dimension. That's right, it's Neon Pocket Dimension. I don't know what else to fucking say. My name's Jacob. I'm here with the other two homies. You got Miguel. That way.
How's everyone?
You got Gage over there.
That's me.
How's it going, guys? How's it going, fellas? We
No
doing good?
complaints. Not really. I'm feeling a little better. I was a little sick yesterday, but coming out the other end now.
Nice. Yeah, no, I was trying to think of something fun to do at the very beginning, but I just kind of said whatever, and we're just gonna gloss past that. This is Neon Pocket Dimension, a podcast about being nerdy, about doing whatever you want, because that's the fun thing to do, as long as you're a nerd about it. So yeah, we talk about all sorts of nerdy things here. Today we're gonna be talking about the Microsoft Activision Blizzard merger situation with the FTC and the ruling that came down yesterday. That's the main thing going on. But
late stage capitalism.
Yeah, definitely. The name of this episode is Corporate Consolidation. So yeah, we'll have a conversation about that. It'll be fun. But hey, we're here to nerd out. I mean, obviously about that case, but other things as well. So we always kick off this show with what we call the WIBNU, which stands for what you've been nerding out on. So who wants to go first this time?
I can go.
All right.
Hold on. First off, I was just putting my Wibe news in the chat. Got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Boo.
Let's see your Wibe news.
There they are.
Are they be? What have I been nerding out on this week? Oh no, I volunteered first and then I forgot everything. Oh yeah.
It always happens.
I have gotten much further in Planet of Lana. I must be about to be finishing it because yeah, really like that game. I tweeted about it earlier this week, but it seems like it's been getting kind of slept on in the conversation about how great of a year of video games this is. I mean, I understand there's a lot of really amazing games out that a lot of people are playing, but it's one of those ones that I just feel like has gotten a little overlooked, and it's definitely worth playing. And it's just really gorgeous. I just keep wanting to take screenshots, and it's cool. I'm playing through with Aishu, which is cool. We haven't played a game together in a while, so we've been kind of trading off. Like when someone dies, we'll switch it up. And it's fun because it's like it's not too nice vibe new to singer, bro. We got to get you some emojis. I got to gift you a sub. But yeah, that's been really fun. I've been really loving that game, so I highly recommend it for anyone who hasn't checked it out. Miguel, I knew you beat it, right?
Yes, I would agree with you. I do find one of the achievements to be a little ridiculous, where you have to beat the game without dying once.
Wow.
So I said, no, mention that.
I guess if you went through again, you'd kind of know all the places where you might die, but even so, I don't know. Sometimes you just like fail at a jump or something when you're like,
exactly. I was like, way to make it like super fucking hard.
Yeah, totally. I hate achievements like that.
But overall, I mean, no, it's a great game. I enjoyed it.
Hell yeah, cool. And then I started. This one is cool. I started when we watched. I forget what during Summer Games Fest that had an ad for Ghost Runner 2. Oh yeah, here's some Planet Alana. Look how nice and lovely that is.
Very pretty.
It's got such a cool color palette, and I love the I don't know. I love the way the alien race and everything, or the robotic, whatever. No spoilers. Their different color scheme and everything, and the way they look is really cool. They're so like stark against the backdrop.
I like the weird cat thing that follows you around. He's cool.
Yeah, he's super cool. He, she, whatever. It's really sad though when the robots come and stab him. You're like, no, don't do that. That's mean.
Spoiler.
Well, I mean, when you fail, obviously that's not canon.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if you get him killed, you can get him killed.
I see.
So.
Yeah, you can get him killed. But you use him as bait for sometimes. But he's pretty good.
Nice.
Anywho, but yeah, so like playing a lot of good stuff. No, but so we during Summer Games Fest we saw an ad for Ghost Runner 2, and it looked super cool, and it kind of like I was kind of like, why didn't I play that first one? Because it did look cool, and I've heard it described as like a Hotline Miami meets Mirror's Edge kind of thing. And so I got the first one on a deal on like it was some sort of Xbox sale, and started jumping into that, and whoo, it is so fun. I'm having a blast. It's really hard. You
What
can
game?
die really easily. Like it's a one-hit death pretty much. But it's like these kind of puzzle rooms full of like free running / ninjaing, which is pretty cool. And the graphics are really awesome. It's one of those like kind of almost AA games that look really pretty. Super fun. I'm having a blast with it so far.
What's it called?
So it's called Ghost Runner.
Oh, Ghost Runner. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, you're some cool cyberpunky looking dude. It's super stylish.
Nice.
So yeah, in anticipation for the second one, which that seems like it's adding like a cool motorcycle mechanic, which looks rad. It's all first person, but it's like first person free running parkour ninja.
Yeah, that's
like
the
slice and dice.
That's that Cyber Ninja game where you die from one hit, right?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like a first person Katana Zero kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But I really like it. It's just it oozes style, and again, you can feel like it's a little bit AA or like an indie game for sure. But it looks really pretty, and I think the second one might be Unreal Engine 5. I don't remember, but it looks also equally pretty. And then finally, I've been playing some Halo, which has been nice. We've been continuing on Season 4, just working on that Battle Pass, and they just added a bunch of Halo 3 maps. There's a playlist going on right now. Jumped into that last night and got my ass handed to me because I just didn't know the maps at all. And I was just getting sniped from all the bad eye lines. And is this Mint Blitz playing?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be
Yes.
really good gameplay. But yeah, I had some fun with it. I
Video
don't
on it.
really like that map, the deserty looking one or like the beach one. I don't really remember it from Halo 3, to be honest.
This one? Or which
No,
one?
the like beachy one with
This one with the
where you-
weird wheel
yeah,
thing? Yeah,
the
I remember
turbine
this
thing.
one. I just don't
I don't
remember,
really remember
like
it.
every single nook and cranny like all these other fucking tryhards I was playing with. Just like
Yeah, for
wrecking
sure.
me yesterday. Hilarious.
Yeah, I was getting really wrecked, and I was
Wow.
kind of just like over it. But I did like the other map a lot, and just more maps, more modes.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it fun. So yeah,
Man, Min Blitz. That guy's crazy. Holy shit.
he just gets like kill-tacular after kill-tacular. I'm like, is this
Yeah.
even fun after this point when you're that good?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. It was probably really fun.
It probably is really fun.
What was that, Miguel?
I would imagine it is for him, but not anyone else.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Being on the other side of that is like, God damn it. Always
It's like
yelling.
playing a fighting game with a friend who knows how to play and you don't know how to play. It's not fun.
Yeah. You get just
I
raw.
just mean like if every match you're like you go like 20-1 and you're like and you got like a kill streak the entire time, you're like, I don't know, are you still having fun?
Mm-hmm.
Probably you are.
Probably.
Well,
Yeah, winning feels good. Everyone
No, it
likes
does.
that
It's
shit.
The only way he's winning.
why is my camera being weird?
Rip.
Focus.
Autofocus, man. It's weird.
There we go.
Hmm.
Sorry. That's pretty much my vibe new. Yeah, I haven't. I'm sure there's some other things. Finished Black Mirror. Playing lots of Marvel Snap still. Been kind of nerding out on a lot of music lately. I've been on like a music fiending, like hunting for new stuff.
Nice.
The past couple of days. A couple of really good albums this year that maybe we'll talk about on a music cast later date. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Miguel?
So,
What you got?
what have I been? A lot of God of War as of recent, obviously.
Nice.
I
Oh
canceled
yeah, you got your PS5, huh?
so I canceled Game Pass for a while, so we'll see
Mhm.
what happens.
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on God of War currently. I saw Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Okay.
It was okay. It's not a bad
All right.
movie. Like, is it
I'll
great?
take that.
Is it on par with Crystal Skull? Sure,
Okay.
but overall, like, it's not like if you hated Crystal Skull, you're not gonna like this one, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Nice.
Because I mean, he's fucking 80. What do you people expect?
Yeah,
They
totally.
shouldn't have made the sequels to begin with. But it's
Yeah.
totally worth the watch. Yeah, I'm sorry, Singer Bro. Yeah, you can skip it, I guess. I liked it. It was fun. If
Mhm.
you're just going in with no expectations, it's not a bad movie.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it was her grandma's dog.
and then we ended up, Jacob and I went to Rachel, Nevada.
Sure did.
We went to the Little Alien, the Black Mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped in
Little
Tonopah.
alien. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, Little Alien.
God.
Jacob was afraid to go to the back gate of Area 51, so we did not do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I will be going back at some point because I'd like to see it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that was
And,
gone. Yeah.
We went to the Clown Hotel in Tonopah, which was really fun. It was
Cool.
very, very interesting.
Cool as shit. Yeah.
And then we
Clown
went to
Vis.
the Hotel in Tonopah, which is also haunted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took Jacob and Moshi to Rhyolite, which they'd never been to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What's
cool.
that for non-locals?
Ghost Town.
Rhyolite's a ghost town right outside of
Nah,
Death Valley.
nah, shut up,
Big
Polly
Lake.
Pocket. I ain't going to prison.
There's a bunch of there's some artwork. There's like an art gallery out there, and then there's a bunch of like old buildings that are pretty run down. There's a bottle house. If you've never seen a bottle house, it's pretty cool.
It's really
Cool.
cool. Yeah.
House made out of bottles. All the walls are bottles and shit. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
But look up Rhyolite. Really, it was a lot of fun. And then
Super cool.
I watched The Squid and the Whale yesterday, which I thought I had seen, and I had not seen. It was an older movie. It's from like 2005, I believe, with I think it's Jeff Bridges and Jesse Eisenberg.
What's it called?
The Squid and the Whale.
The Squid and the Whale.
Yeah. It's probably not for everyone. But I enjoyed it.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't ring a bell, but I like Jeff Bridges. And
What?
is this a comedy?
Or Jeff Daniels. It's one of the Jeffs.
That's what I meant, not Jeff
It's like
Bridges.
a very dry, kind of awkward comedy.
Okay, right on.
Okay.
Oh, it's got that one lady from
Yeah.
Ozarks. That's what.
Yeah. Well, she's from.
Like I said, it's not for everyone, but I enjoyed it. I put it on last night before I went to sleep, and I didn't think I'd finish it, but I did. So
What's that movie? The one where Jim Carrey's being filmed by everybody. And he does.
Truman Show?
Yeah,
Truman Show.
She's from Truman Show too. She was the wife.
Oh no shit! Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
It's that
Okay.
same chick. Yeah, the one that's all
yeah.
like looking at the camera and being like, "Hey, if you want coffee, try this." He's like, "Who the fuck are you talking to? Who the fuck are you talking to?"
It's a good flick.
But
Nice.
that's all I can think of right now. But it was pretty eventful this past week.
How's God of War going, dude?
It's going pretty good.
Nice.
I like it.
How deep?
Apparently, I guess people complain it's not as good as the first, but I would argue that it's the exact same game almost.
Yeah,
Just more story. So I don't know what the fuck they wanted.
I hear it's like just longer. Like people
Yeah.
are just like, "Oh, it's kind of bloated or whatever," but
I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm having a good time. I don't give a shit.
seems cool.
Cool.
Frankly, I don't really care what anyone says about anything anyway. So
I know.
Yeah,
That's
I
why-
found it kind of weird that people were. I think maybe it's just hard to like because the first one was such a surprise, like or not a
Yeah.
surprise, but like
No,
it was such a shakeup from the old God of Wars.
yes,
It was a surprise, I think, to a lot of people. Like they were not expecting that to be like the new God of War game to be like that at all. You know?
To make you feel the feels also while also being eviscerating weird Norse
I
zombies.
get that,
Yeah.
but like, you can't expect them to do it again, right? Like,
Yeah.
like it's just not gonna fucking happen unless they completely change the game and it becomes a different game at that point, or you revamp it in a different way. But
Right.
it can't be like part of this series of games.
Yeah, I'm happy it's just a continuation of the saga and there was some cool threads from the first game that I think it'll probably be. Jacob, how far are you in it? I know you stopped for a while.
I think I got like 6 hours in or something like that. But like then Hogwarts came out and you guys knew I had to play through that. So I was like, okay, to make space I had to uninstall God of War. So then I played through that and then you guys know how this year's been. It's ridiculous. Game after game after game. I want to get back to it, but it's one of those games that you probably want to focus on, especially like because I like to play on like the difficulty, like the hard difficulty, and so you have to really like actually you have to actually know what you're doing, you know.
Yeah.
Because man, you just start dying a lot if you're not like nailing your combos and like, you know, not just like Diablo. You can kind of be on autopilot, I guess, to some degree. You just have to remember to dodge. But like a game like that, you have to like really be pressing the right buttons at the right time and not just like button mashing with God of War on hard. I mean, but it's sick. It's cool. It looks incredible. Like graphically, looks great.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah, I got to the second plan or the second like realm or whatever.
Realm. Yeah,
I
totally.
think that's where I left off.
Yeah, I was really lucky with when the first one came out. It just happened to be Aisha was out of town on business, and so I just had this like one like 5-day period where or like 4-day period where I just mainlined that game when I wasn't working. It was pretty good because it was nice to just like fully like take that game in like a solid, pretty easy to chew chunk, you know what I mean, and not spread it out over time.
Yeah, that's what I did with the first one as well during COVID. You know,
Nice.
I started playing Spider-Man and was like, this is cool. And then I started playing God of War, and then I didn't go back and play Spider-Man. And
Did you ever finish Spider-Man?
No, not even close, dude.
You need to fucking play that too. That game was fucking incredible.
I know.
So good.
And
so
like
good.
the PS5 remaster version is on PS Plus Extra now as well.
Well,
so like
if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the games that if you own the PS4 version, you get for free.
Oh, that's good.
You just have to put the disc in.
I thought it was something you got from buying Miles Morales.
No, if I'm not mistaken, there was a lot of PS4 games that you could get the PS5 version.
Yeah.
Just owning it.
From what I remembered from PlayStation at the time, they were saying weren't doing that. Like you have to pay like an upgrade fee to the PS5 version.
That might be remedied by this point because there was a lot of backlash against it. I don't remember, like it was a case-by-case basis like, for sure. But
even Ghost of Tsushima, like if you just wanted the PS5 version, you have to pay him $10 more. But like all of that shit's included in PS Plus Extra now, so that's why I was like, it's not a big deal. I just had to have that.
Whenever I get my PS5, which it was Amazon Prime Day, and I swiped the card today, but my wife would have been really mad, so I didn't do that. But when I do it, I definitely am gonna like my first move is gonna be to replay through Spider-Man and then play Miles Morales afterwards, and then maybe Spider-Man 2 right after that. Who knows? That'll be a lot of Spider-Man, but
I know. Yeah, is that what I should do, Miguel? Just say God of War 2, just put it aside and jump into Spider-Man because Spider-Man's coming out this year.
Just I don't know, dude. It's up to you.
What do I do?
I say finish God of War and then move on.
What do I do?
Finish something.
I'm working toward finishing things, man.
What's the point? Just finish something. Just choose whatever you want to choose and just finish it.
Final Fantasy 16.
Well, there you go.
So we're on my Wibe New now. I've been playing that game. It's good. I play it whenever I have access to the downstairs TV. You know,
nice.
So it's taking a little longer than other people, which is totally fine because in my off time, I'm playing Diablo 4, Halo. I played last night with Paper. I don't know if you know him. He's a Marvel Snap streamer.
Yeah.
Pretty cool dude. We were playing last night for like 4 hours. It was a good ass time, dude. I got up to level 90 on the battle pass, and I'm a captain. Or no, I'm a major now, I think. Like almost a general. Almost at silver. It's a good time. I'm just really glad.
Damn, bro.
I know. I'm glad they added in the like the ranking system. We talked about this previously, but yeah, it's still fun. They added in that playlist, like you said. So we played a lot of that last night, and I was just dying left and right. It was a good time though. We did a whole bunch of different modes. We were playing a lot of Tactical Slayer. In that map from Halo 3 came up, where it's like got the two towers on the corners, and it's like a box, and there's that like side room that usually has a sword. Anyway, you guys know what that is, all you Halo heads. I forget. I don't like. I feel like everyone who plays Halo knows the name of like every map, from old Halos, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I know
can describe
specific
it.
ones from specific games, but it's not like I have a comprehensive knowledge. It's only the ones that
Yeah.
are like, that was my favorite map, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But even then, I don't know the fucking name, dude. And then when they come back, like when they bring them back as like a remake map in this game, they name them something different too. Like it's not the same name. So
Just to be
like,
confusing.
yeah, I'm just confused all the time. And then, thanks Gage for gifting out some subs there, buddy.
Well, now we can do drink
That's
checks with the
hilarious,
whole
dude.
team.
Drink check. I got water. Got water today.
You can't gift someone
acid
specific.
reflux.
I was trying to figure out how to gift someone specific, but you can't do that, huh? It's just gift random.
No, you can. You just have to click on their name if they're not subbed.
Oh, what?
And
Well,
do
sorry,
it like
Steven, I'm working on
by
it.
time. Well,
There
hey,
we
Sam
go.
got it. Sam got the hookup.
That's cool.
So yeah, that, and then of course, whenever I'm not on a console or PC or whatever, and I just have some downtime, still playing Zelda. Earlier, you guys or Miguel, you were describing like taking a game and kind of redoing it and like revamping it. Like that's literally what Tears of the Kingdom is. It's still Breath of the Wild, but revamped with new stuff. The entire world is like revamped is the word for Tears of the Kingdom, straight up. But there's some cool shit that happens in there. There's some like hype story moments in there that I didn't expect. There's something in particular that happens that I will not even talk about, but it is epic as hell, and you know what I'm saying. But I still haven't beaten it. I'm at the point where they're like, go to Hyrule Castle, and I'm like, I'm gonna do everything else now. So I've been doing that. I'm not gonna get all the Korok seeds because that would take a million years.
That's insane.
Nope,
Yeah, no need.
No point.
I get those as I go. If I see one, I'm like, I'll do it. But otherwise,
I did find the mask that like vibrates, like it looks like a Korok face, but vibrates whenever Koroks are around. So I'm sure I can find him. But I'm just kind of like going around. Like I started going to like the flying islands to just like, because you can upgrade your tablet thing in the game, and then you could see the hero's path, like where you went. And so I'm just using that to keep track of like, have I been in this spot before or not, and so like that's how I'm figuring out which of the floating islands to hit. So I've been checking those out. Found a couple Gleeoks up there, pretty scary. Had to back the fuck out. Not sure when I'll be able to take one of those down.
I know. I feel like I
will.
should be able to. I mean, they're just hard, right? Like
Yeah.
The
gonna just
advice
take a
I heard
lot.
from someone was like use peace eyes, like the ones that are tracking, so
Yeah.
they'll like auto shoot arrows towards the heads. Because if
Yeah,
you
that makes
damage
sense.
each one of the heads at the same time,
Mhm.
then you can do damage to the body, and then it takes off big chunks of their health. But even so,
Nice.
I get one hit KO'd by them every single time. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I was thinking too that I would start to build like machines that would kill them. You know what I mean? So I just need to kind of figure out how to make like a flying drone that shoots lasers and like literally just like flies to the Gleeok and shoots it with lasers and cannons and stuff while I try to attack it from the front, And as long
That'd
as
be
as long as you design something, you can save that imprint and then you could just pull it out with a certain ability. This is kind of spoilery, but whatever. It's been out for a while now. But yeah, just at the cost of like those, the new resource essentially, you can just like pull it out. So as long as I can make a drone happen, save it, I can pull it out. Maybe even two. Who knows? But
There you
then
go.
I don't know. Oh, but then you also have to like level up your battery to be able to handle all that, right?
Yeah,
So-
you might only be able to get one at a time if they're pretty heavy, like
Yeah.
in parts,
Yeah, but I've upgraded it pretty well. But I'm like, I've seen people online with their shit upgraded so high. So that's what's going on with that.
In Zelda, I did my update on that is I beat the water temple. So now I'm 2 temples down.
Nice.
I've done a lot of other stuff though, so it's I kind of like how you did it, where you did all those temples and it's like go to the main big bad now, but now you have
Yeah.
like the whole world to explore. Where I've just been getting sidetracked and letting it sidetrack me. So eventually, I feel like I need to kind of like do a little bit of mainlining just to keep it going. But we'll see.
I figured the reason to take care of the temples first is because it's because wherever the temples are, the world is like fucked up because of the temple. When you resolve the temple, the world's fine again. and like those areas are kind of hard to traverse with the
Mm.
way that they're fucked up. Like with the water area, there's something specific going on there that will like literally slow your character down.
Yeah, it's really annoying. You're right. I should have probably done that earlier, but I didn't
Instead
even go
of
to that
trying to
area
do-
before I did the temple. So
Right. Instead of trying to do side quests while you're trudging through slow shit because of the temple. So I was like, I'll do the temples. But like first thing I did was all the towers so I can reveal the whole map. So that's just some ideas on how to progress if you're playing Zelda out there and you're curious like, oh, well, what's a good way to do it? I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, but consider knocking out those temples because then you can explore at your leisure. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Fun game though, good times.
goddamn.
And then also we've been watching My Hero Academia. We finished. We're fully caught up on Demon Slayer. I don't know if I mentioned this previously. But yeah, we've been watching My Hero. I think Joy's watching it right now, probably. I know she was earlier, but we're like we just started over to kind of just rewatch it in anticipation to like the last couple seasons that we missed. And then I've been watching One Piece. I think I'm on episode 66, maybe 65 or something.
Execute episode 66.
There you go. Good show. Pirates are fun. Everyone's kind of dumb, but everyone's also badass. So it's perfect. Yeah, and then whatever else is going on, who knows? But those are all the games I've been playing, man. Good times, good shit. Some movies coming up. I want to see that Barbie movie.
I want to see
That'd be
Oppenheimer,
fun.
so there you go.
Yeah, definitely want to see Oppenheimer. Barbie is a stream.
I feel like Oppenheimer is just gonna be like horrible and depressing. And I just listened to the series that last podcast on the left did on the atomic bomb, and so I'm just like, do I want to watch Oppenheimer? I don't know. I mean,
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sure I will watch it. I just don't know like what I need to know from that film. Like, what is it gonna do for me besides make me feel depressed and want to vomit, according to people who've walked out of the theater.
Yeah,
So, I don't know.
I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to atomic energy and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I like to consume a lot
It
of
might
stuff
be
about
cool.
that.
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a good movie. I'm just like, we just haven't really been going to movies, so I'm just like, do I want to be bummed out, or do I want to watch a dumb Barbie movie? Let's fucking go. Shut the brain off.
I like Nolan though, and I feel like his
Yeah, he's
movies are
great.
usually pretty spectacular in theaters, and they launched a real nuclear weapon for this movie, so that's pretty insane.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
wild. It's kind of unnecessary, Christopher Nolan, but good
It's
job.
a little over the top, but I mean it was
Good
a
job,
small
bud.
one, but still.
Okay. Do you know what happened at fucking Hiroshima, bro? You probably listened to that series too.
I did.
Man, it's brutal times. Definitely
Sloughing.
fascinating.
Lots of
though.
sloughing.
Definitely, yeah, all the sloughing. Fascinating though. I mean, I do want to watch it. Eventually, I will. People are comparing it to like The Prestige or whatever, like in tone. You know.
Totally.
So.
Nolan's kind of got a similar tone across all of his
Mhm.
movies, I feel like.
Yeah, but people are saying like, what movie could you compare? What Christopher Nolan movie could you compare it to? And it's The Prestige or whatever the one he did that was about magicians. Is it The Prestige?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
That's a good movie.
It has David Bowie in it. It's good.
David Bowie, man, Milk and Peppers, baby. I like Fallout. Okay, then Fallout's great. Yeah, Singer Bro agreed. It's great. It's just. Is Cillian Murphy gonna it's Cillian Murphy. Is he gonna be doing like a German accent the whole time? How do we feel about that?
Oppenheimer, like, kind of, he doesn't have the thickest. He didn't have the
thick.
Wasn't
yeah,
thick?
exactly.
Okay.
It wasn't thick.
And
Well-
Cillian Murphy's Scottish, Irish.
Irish.
From over
think
there
probably-
somewhere. I don't know. It's all the same.
Probably Irish.
He's a
Cillian
Celt.
is. So he can probably make it work. I don't know.
I'm sure.
I
it'll be
mean,
good.
I saw the trailer when I went to the movies. It looks good,
Okay.
and I like the source material.
Right.
History.
So I
actual
think it's really interesting.
history.
No one's done a movie about this subject in particular, about
Mhm.
Oppenheimer himself. So I think it's really cool. Super excited.
Nice. Cool. Well, you can tell us how much you love it after you watch it. And then I'm sure me and Joy will eventually watch it in some form. Just, I don't know what movie is going to get us to the theaters. That's the real question.
I know I haven't been in a long time because I got the wee one. The last movie I saw in theaters was Return of the Jedi, which was in like a drinking movie theater. That's like a little bit more of like a show venue than it is a theater. So it's okay to bring babies, but
Nice. Cool. Well, that's the end of the Wibe New, fellas.
it is good wipe new.
Good Wibe New, buddy. But now let's talk about some controversy or whatever.
So
talk
maybe
about
the fallout of some legal stuff.
Let's talk about some legal shit. The fallout. I see. Are you being clever? Is that clever?
Segueing.
That was clever. Very good. Jolly good. All right, I pulled up some articles here.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, I mean that's got some volume on it for sure.
It was loud in my ears for sure.
Okay, so let's kind of start at the top, man. So you guys want me to like kind of lay it all out if people don't know?
I can give you a bit of a synopsis if you want, but
If you want to, you can.
I'll start with a little synopsis and then you can kind of take us through the most recent news if you want.
Sure.
Okay, so back in I actually don't remember the date.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a?
It was like
December
announced in
of
like
last year.
2022, 2021.
I want to say it was like the end of 2022, close to that.
Yeah, maybe. Because
So
they
like
put
7 months ago.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Microsoft. It just dropped one morning. It shook the whole gaming industry, internet. They came with a almost $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard, which is like a purchase that pretty much no one thought could have happened. In the acquisition wars that we're starting to ramp up already. This was one that no one saw coming for sure.
the statement was put out January 18th, 2022. So it's been over a year. I know it's been.
I didn't realize it was that.
That's why I said maybe 2021 because I was 18 days off.
Crazy. I didn't remember it was that early in the year, but that's pretty huge.
It's been such a fucking long time coming, dude. All this stuff.
Damn. Anyway, so 68.7 pretty much 69 nice $billion. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. But then immediately, or pretty soon after that, everything kind of slowed to a halt because they had to go through a gazillion and one regulatory bodies, including the CMA in Great Britain. There's ones in Brazil, a whole bunch of ones in Central and South America. Then the
EU.
The EU, I was going to say, and then the FTC filed a suit against Microsoft to block the deal based on, I kind of forget. We can get back into that when we get into the court case. But yeah, it's been this whole big long saga. We've been hearing about it for forever. There's been speculation on both sides. And previously, or like just before that, Activision and Blizzard itself, for people who may not know, has had a ton of controversy in workplace practices, sexual abuse allegations, assault allegations, stuff like a suite at one of their like BlizzCon hotels being called the Cosby Suite after like some super really shady bullshit. And Bobby Kotick,
a lot of sexual harassment.
No, that was like what the employees were calling it.
Yeah,
because of date rapey shit going on there.
Yeah,
and yeah, no, all sorts of garbage.
Yeah,
there was strikes, unionization efforts within parts of Activision, like Raven Studios, that were then Activision hired all these cutty like anti-union lawyers. There's just constant bullshit.
Yeah, it's between Activision and Blizzard. There's like abuse allegations, and like they're, I mean, originally two separate companies, and they came like they merged before, you know what I mean, before this was even talked about. But like the fact remains that like I find it wild that Blizzard had its own allegations way in the past, as well as Activision separately. and they merged, and then now they're just like one fucking mass of disgusting.
Yeah, Blizzard had some stuff.
So
Sorry,
I
go ahead.
honestly feel like that's just pretty fucking rampant.
Yeah,
Mm.
It is.
Especially, and I hate to say it, but I could see it especially being in the video game community.
for sure.
With
Yeah,
with all the incels that you have working in certain places and the way they treat women in general. So I'm not surprised.
yeah.
I would be
Yeah,
surprised if
Blizzard's-
something like that's going on at Microsoft.
Blizzard,
Yeah.
well,
I don't know.
yeah, feel you.
Maybe.
But we'll get into that.
Maybe
I'm
in the
sure
past.
I'm sure there's stuff that we haven't heard about, but from what I've also heard from both inside sources and from just the general talk that Microsoft is actually a pretty cool place to
It's
work.
especially
But,
like devs from like the 90s, like, you know, big devs from like back in the day, like fucking id Software back in the day and stuff. I mean, it was just a whole bunch of dudes eating pizza and like
it was a
pulling
boys'
all
club for sure.
nighters, you know what I mean? And like talking about boobs, but like they forget that they're in a workplace, and it just became a culture of awful over time, you know, that was just normalized and it should never have been. But
Yeah, Blizzard has had
Microsoft-
some history of like, you know, them all
Yeah.
like laughing at that girl at that E3 press conference for like, so I forget what it was. It was something to do with like girl characters or girl armor or something. I
Yeah.
forget what it was, but and they like laughed her off stage, which was pretty fucked up. And then what was that other incident? Oh, well, there was the Blitzchung thing. Also, there's just been a bunch of garbage over there, and so I would say the kind of the one thing that kind of all the gamers, as much as the capitalism part of it is pretty whack, all the gamers were a little bit optimistic that Microsoft, like, coming into this acquisition would maybe make some big shift ups in leadership over there, and maybe they'd crunch down on some of this type of stuff. But anyways, do you want to take us into the court case and what the update is yesterday?
yeah, so basically, in light of all this news, then January 18th, 2022, Microsoft says we're gonna buy Activision Blizzard, and it was supposed to happen like a long time ago. Essentially, if they had their way with the FTC and all these regulatory bodies, they would have bought them forever ago. But the deal was set to conclude, or the deadline for the deal, for the closure of the deal, meaning that they physically buy Activision Blizzard, was July 18th, 2023, which is in 6 days. So like pretty much all the dominoes started falling for them, of all the regulatory bodies being okay with it, even the EU, like I was saying earlier, but then the CMA, which is specifically in the UK, and the FTC, which, you know, we're American, we know they're the guys who silenced what's his name, Howard Stern. Remember those days? And all he did
Yes,
was
I do.
complain about the FTC all the time till he eventually moved to like Sirius Radio and shit. And it was, I mean, and those are the days with the Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction and all that, Clear Channel
yeah.
and all that stuff. I don't know. I mean, just prior to all this, that's all I knew about the FTC. You know,
The
like,
FTC won't let me be,
you know?
like that that
All
Eminem
that
song
shit.
and stuff.
all that shit. It's not like, you know, you don't really think of the FTC as a thing other than, I don't know. I never really heard it referenced so much in my
It's
life.
the Federal Trade Commission, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
I mean, they're supposed to like keep monopolies from forming. Like that's one of their many things that they regulate in America. That's FCC. There you go.
Ah.
Well, but that's the thing. Like FTC, FCC, right? Like normally people don't really think about all these fucking regulatory bodies. Typically, like most Americans aren't sitting around going like this and that, whatever. You know what I mean? Really paying attention to every government branch, you know what I mean? So it's like really interesting that now all of a sudden every gamer in the world is like a legal expert and knows everything about the FTC, which is bullshit, right? Just want to get that off my chest.
Yeah,
but,
they're part of the executive branch, right?
right. Yeah, I think so. I don't know, Miguel.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I think they
probably know more about this, right? What branch is it?
I don't know
or is
what
it
branch
just-
that is. That
or-
might be executive.
Or is
I
it
think it's
just like a
executive.
bureaucratic thing that's like not under a certain branch? I don't know.
I thought it was an agency in the government. I
Mhm.
don't know though.
Yeah, because they don't have. I mean, what they're doing, right? They're suing, right? Typically to block things, they like sue, right? So it doesn't sound like they have the authority to just say like, no, not allowed. They bring it to the legal system to say, hey, we're suing to make it not allowed, and the judge will rule on what's allowed and what's not allowed, right? That's literally what just happened. That's what
I mean,
we're.
I think technically, if it went up to the top enough, like the top of the executive branch, like president could probably do an executive order to block something like that, block a merger. It's happened before. It's happened the other way where the government's actually like pretty much not forced, but like pretty much forced like a merger of certain things, like the automobile industry and things like that. You know.
Yeah.
But,
well, all I'm saying is that from my point of view, I don't know a ton about the FTC's FCC. It's so easy to mix those up, I don't really know exactly what their power is beyond just bringing a case to the courts to try to stop things from happening that they deem not to be against the law, right? Because there's anti-monopoly laws, but I mean, like, look at all the corporate consolidation that's been happening in the country.
The thing with that is you have to realize
confusing.
that they have stopped enforcing that stuff. And that's why we are in the situation that we're in with a lot of these companies. How many major airlines are there?
How many what?
Right? Major airlines are there?
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
Yeah. There's 4.
4, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, how many?
We went from it's bullshit.
How many shipping companies are there? Like,
huh?
How many shipping companies are there? Like 3, right?
No, I mean big ones that you know of. I'm sure there's more. I don't know too much about the shipping industry.
But the point is, like, typically most everything in this country is like just a few different corporations that run everything. Like, look at Vegas, for instance.
And that's the problem.
Like if you look at the Las Vegas Strip, most of those casinos are owned by like 2 or 3 corporations, right? Like all the ones in the middle, pretty much, are like all owned by Caesars Entertainment.
They've started doing a thing now where actually Caesars owns most of it because they've actually bought the real estate.
Yeah.
See,
like MGM Grand is actually owned by a subsidiary of Caesars Entertainment, which is just the real estate arm of that company.
Jesus.
And MGM runs the casino.
Wow. I went to a university in SF for my first 2 years of college. It's honestly, I had a great experience, so I'm not even really bagging on it. But it's called the Academy of Art University, and their whole game is, as much as they are like an art school, an art and design school, like on the front, like really their game is just to buy. They've just been buying most of the real estate in San Francisco. And they pretty much just own like a good 40% of San Francisco at this point.
That's so wild.
I don't know if you've ever watched The Founder. It's the movie about Ray Kroc. He essentially ends up, he steals McDonald's, but that's not where he makes his money. He makes his money by buying the land underneath where the McDonald's all are. Mm-hmm. So it's a real estate company.
God.
Yep. So I just at this point, they haven't done enough with the antitrust and keeping monopolies.
Yeah.
I think we've been way too lax with it. This is why, personally, I don't think Microsoft should be buying Activision. I think it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Microsoft's already huge to begin anyway. So
massive, Well,
they're like a multi-trillion-dollar company, right?
Well, and then you think about it this way. How many consoles are there? Right?
Yeah, there's 3.
Really, the console wars, it's just 2.
Well, we'll get into that too, because that's actually been a conversation within the what do you call it? Like the hearings, like the public hearings. They were basically trying to argue, saying Nintendo doesn't have a console, which
they
is kind
of
and
they don't. They kind of don't though, because
it is.
This is what I'll say. You're gonna get people who are gonna buy the Nintendo Switch because they want those games. Mm-hmm. You'll always get that.
Still a console.
But how many games that are on Xbox and PlayStation are actually on the Switch?
Yeah, definitely a lot less. But
people
that's
are gonna go buy.
But I'm saying, if we're talking about definitions of shit, it's still a console.
Still, think about it. There's only really 2 that are competing.
Well, they're competing with each other, but they're all competing. They're all competing with each other but two are really competing.
No, I
competing
disagree
for
with
the
that only
third
because I
party
feel
stuff.
like they are competing with themselves. They're just kind of there. Like they're like a thing. They're not really.
They're
It's
still
like a
part of the
handheld
market.
system at this point.
They're
I'll
still
say this.
part of the market, though.
I'll say this. You're both right in different ways, but I will say that I think Microsoft, I think in a lot of ways, we look at, like, gamers look at this from a gaming centric perspective a lot of ways, but I think Microsoft, and I think they've even said so much in certain statements in the higher up business, not just the Xbox business, that their competition is actually much more
Meta,
Amazon, Meta, Netflix. Like, if they're like that, they're looking at their entertainment arm, which is Xbox, as like vying for your time and attention and loyalty against those other big time sink, like I don't know what you want to call them. I guess entertainment companies.
You could make that argument, but I mean, does someone buy an Xbox to do other things other than game? Really, the main purpose of the Xbox is the game.
Well,
I guess I use it as my living room console. Like, it's my Apple TV. It's my
and I know a lot of people do that. Like, and I used to do that with my PlayStation. I have a smart TV, so I do that with the TV.
Yeah.
Some people get Roku sticks. Like, I would argue that at the end of the day, your main selling point is the fact that you're a video game system, and everything else is just kind of a plus.
I mean, literally, like, the thought that it's not a video game system is why the Xbox One generation completely tanked Microsoft's position in the market as an industry leader for an entire fucking gaming generation. So you're absolutely right there. But
it's funny enough, like, those things are actually so persistent now that, like, when they're not on Switch, it's one of the reasons why Switch doesn't feel like it's in the same space as PlayStation and Xbox, you know?
Yeah. And of course, I understand where you're coming from saying that the Switch is not a console. And it's funny that you bring that up, because that is just like, they had like a several hour conversation and argument about, is the Nintendo Switch a console or not? Like, just is Nintendo even factored into this?
Two companies who are competing.
Yeah. Well, the profit. Yeah,
the
they're making a shit ton of money. That's for sure.
Right.
But Nintendo too, though.
You have to think about it this way too. Microsoft, who you don't, they have the monopoly on PC gaming. You can't really game on anything else other than a Windows. I mean, sure, you can maybe do it on a Mac a little bit, but it's not really that great.
Operating system wise, absolutely true.
Like, it's a fucking monopoly. So why give them even more of the market than they already fucking have?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I could do to stop it.
They're big enough as it is.
That, which is your stance, and it's totally right, man. I mean, like, Amazon is why we don't have mom and pop stores anymore. You know what I'm saying? Gobbling up everything. And everybody's worried that, like, and rightfully so, that
and Walmart and all the, you know, a lot of the other ones too.
Exactly, Walmart, just, you know, all those companies. Thank you. But, like, you know, if Xbox is the only place to get your games, you know what I mean, and on PC, just one operating system, which is how it'll always be, how it's always been, then that's problematic, because they can do whatever they want with that, and you can't trust corporations. And yeah, Game Pass is cool and all, you know, and getting games for $15 or $18 or whatever the fuck a month, that's cool, I guess. But yeah, no, I mean, consolidating everything is definitely problematic. But
it's tough, right? Because, like, you, on the one hand, there's, like, all of what you just said, which is 100% true, and there's the late stage capitalism rolling ball where it just feels unstoppable, and there's, you know, even, like, things like data sharing and all that stuff. It's just more and more complex. And then on the other hand, like, when you have the choice between certain things, like, as a consumer, there is an element of me that's like, well, you know, Activision, like, gotten this position to be acquired by only by these big giant conglomerates, because only certain people can afford $69 billion. But Activision's value did depreciate a lot because of the decisions they made in business, right? You know what I mean? And
in culture more so.
Exactly, in culture. Well, yes, but I mean, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And so you kind of, like, you know, like, I don't love this, but as far as free market capitalism goes, like, you want someone to come in there and maybe make those changes. I don't know. It's just it's a weird thing where on the one hand you kind of root for like a change to come to that company because you do like the games and stuff behind it, but it could be done in a different way besides a big company coming in.
Well, Miguel, we do want Activision Blizzard to change for the better, regardless.
I would say at this point, Activision Blizzard should sell all its IPs to someone else and let someone else deal with it.
Isn't that what's happening? Isn't that what this deal is, basically?
Well, no, it is. But what I'm saying is like not to one single company, especially not Microsoft.
Yeah,
there was talk about that in the
So that's
talk about splitting up that as part of like the negotiations for the deal in Europe, but didn't end up going that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. So
and get this shit. I don't know if you heard about this, but the judge that ruled in their favor.
Yeah. Here it comes. I know it's because they're connected to Microsoft. Someone works for Microsoft.
Her son is a Microsoft fucking employee.
Yeah, I know that, and that's what's going to be a part of the appeal. So let's get into what.
Fucking recused herself.
Let's see what's Let's talk about what's actually happening. All right, that's enough opinion stuff for right now. But let's actually get into the news of what's happened this week, and then we'll continue the conversation. So there was a hearing last week, which I heard was funny to watch, and just watch a bunch of middle-aged people and old people like try to talk about video games and sounding real tone deaf and hilarious, and argue about if the Switch is a console, and just great sound bites, I'm sure. But after that ended on Friday, we were supposed to get some kind of word about it, and this week we got that the FTC ruled. The judge ruled against the FTC to give Microsoft essentially the go-ahead to make the purchase. So what that means is that there's already a temporary restraining order on the purchase, but unless the judge ruled in favor of the FTC, that would be extended. But since it's not extended, it ends this Friday at midnight, essentially. So as soon as Saturday at 12 a.m., the temporary restraining order for this purchase is now over. So technically they could just buy it, right? But then it was up to the FTCs as their next move to try to appeal. But there's also the problem with the CMA, because much like the FTC, the CMA also didn't approve of this merger. And, they're the UK, and they apparently have some power in the market and stuff. But after the judge ruled against the FTC, they put out a press statement saying that they were going to try to Microsoft, try and work out a deal with the CMA, and so that's what we heard, that they're starting to iron out a deal. And then this morning, the FTC came back and said, we're filing an appeal. So that means that essentially, here's a situation. The deal deadline is 6 days from now on the 18th. The temporary restraining order is over this Friday at midnight. If they don't close the deal by 7/18, they owe Activision $3 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless they can renegotiate and extend that deadline and kind of figure things out. And so they have a lot of options at their fingertips. I did pull some articles and stuff, which I'll pull up a couple excerpts here. Thanks to Rebecca Valentine, who's the best.
She's been slaying it on the reporting. She's not like really like a legal reporter, you know what I mean? And she's been like in the court, just like play-by-playing this whole thing for everyone. It's been pretty amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to just read verbatim from her article. The FTC has a few remaining avenues left. For one, it can appeal Corley's decision by this Friday, which they did. That's me editorializing. A move Sam Castry of Sam Castry Law, who's a professional in FTC law apparently, believes would probably be its best path forward. So this is what that guy said. Judge Corley was very explicit. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has not addressed whether this burden-shifting framework applies in vertical merger cases, he says. She made the best decision that she could, relying on a case from the appellate court in Washington, D.C. However, while the D.C. Circuit's ruling can be persuasive, it's not binding in California. So it's possible that the Ninth Circuit could take a different approach and ultimately decide that, no, actually, the burden that George Corley placed on the FTC was too heavy. The Ninth Circuit might remand the case back to George Corley and say, try again, but this time use the right test, which we have now articulated. Or they might just say, here's the proper test, and under it, the FTC wins. Now grant that injunction. I'm not saying that that's the most likely outcome, but it's possible. Again, it's one of the better options available to the FTC. Ask the Ninth Circuit to review the decision, request that the temporary restraining order be kept in place, and hope for the best. Even getting just a remand would probably be enough to sufficiently delay the deal to mess things up for Microsoft. Again, like by essentially making them like lapse the July 18th deadline. So that was a little bit that, you know, Rebecca essentially started reaching out to legal experts and just asking like, now what? And this was before the appeal was announced. So I found that really interesting that she's like, oh, this is what they could do. And then boom, the appeal hits like a couple hours after that article I read. But what do you guys think of that?
The time frame has been pretty wild, like how things have been happening. I mean, obviously these people know how to make moves, right? So they've been making moves for sure. I'm a little confused on what it would mean if the July 18th date isn't met. Like I know there's like the penalty,
$3 billion, dude.
Yeah, not nothing, right?
Like,
but,
look.
Oh no, Microsoft doesn't have $3 billion. Suck a dick, dude.
Look,
no, they do.
Essentially, as well, the deal is like void, so they'd have to drop a new deal. You know,
yeah.
That's
like, it's
not
like
they
actually
just would get a lot more expensive, right? It's like that type of thing is
they can't just like take the deal and go like, all right, well, here's $3 billion, but let's just push it up. They have to like start over. That's what I read anyway. So it's like it costs a bunch of money and it's a bitch, right?
And like Activision at that point, like, you know, their stock has gone way up in the past couple of days, so they might even be able to value the company at a different price, and then maybe, you know, all sorts of different stuff can happen. I mean, you know, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it could be way more than 69 billion at that point, or whatever the fuck. So yeah, it's definitely a hairy situation. You know, we've been hearing about this case for so fucking long, dude. It's just been going on for so long, and I'm like, when is it ever gonna end? And then we hear all this stuff, and then the appeal. I mean, did you guys see the appeal coming? I did. I thought it was gonna happen.
Why? The FTC is always gonna appeal.
Of course,
yeah. Just like Microsoft is going to appeal to CMA, you know, like
they and I think they're doing what they should be doing in this case. Like it's no, I don't think it's ultimately. I think most people think it's good for them, but I don't think it is.
I do think this is going to end up going through in the long run. I think it's going to be a headache, and it might get messier and messier. I hope it doesn't, because I'm sick of hearing about it.
I hope you're wrong. I hope it doesn't go through and we stop hearing about it.
Yeah, both of those would be cool. It's interesting. The games industry has been so kind of weird about this, because I mean, I think there's plenty of people who are kind of just putting up their hands and not really having opinion. But I have noticed like a lot of, I think it's just more console war-y type of people who've been like really pro this thing. And I'm like, do you really, are you really thinking about all this stuff?
Yeah. Well, that's straight up Xbox fanboys. I mean, look,
totally.
Me and you love Xbox. You know, we got Xboxes. We're in the ecosystem. We have a good time with it. But like, just because I like my, you know, black plastic monolith downstairs that's fun to play on, doesn't mean I should just be like, yeah, buy one of the biggest fucking other corporations that puts out video games in the entire market. Yay, after you own all these companies. And it's like, my stance is like, hey, yeah, I would like to see Activision do better, maybe produce games that aren't just Call of Duty, maybe have a much better culture there where like women aren't being harassed or just like basically, you know, on road trips, like where they're pushing their head down and stuff. It's like a nightmare. Same with Blizzard. I mean, I grew up playing Blizzard games on PC. You know, I'm enjoying Diablo 4, but like, again, you know, so many fucking controversies. And it's like, But we all know that Microsoft has pretty much a hands-off approach with everything under their umbrella as well. What are they going to change with Activision? I mean, point is, they could improve things. They could also do nothing. Things could go good, well. Things could go not well. I mean, let me put this to you, gamers. You remember when Donald Trump was like, "Hey, every corporation in this country is going to pay less taxes now, right? But they're going to pay you more money." Trickle down, man. Trickle down economics. It totally works, right?
It doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, that didn't work. So you can't really depend on corporations to like make decisions that are good for the public. Typically, I want to believe in Microsoft as the good guy company, but guess what? They're fucking just rich assholes, just like every fucking corporation. You know, all they care about is the money.
I think
I don't know.
There's some specific good eggs within the Xbox part of Microsoft as a whole.
Absolutely.
But they are under this giant corporate structure, and I would say that even like in some of the examples we've seen, even recently with some of their management of their studios, I think there's still been some like pretty evident problems that slip through the cracks, probably because it's such a big ship. You know what I mean? It's hard to steer such a big thing.
I would almost argue that Xbox needs to be its own thing. Not only they need to split that company up. It shouldn't be owned by Microsoft at this point. Like,
because they're using Microsoft money to like make these gaming moves, right? But like, 100%. It's not like Xbox doing this. I
mean, you could easily argue the same thing with Sony and PlayStation.
Right.
PlayStation at this point should be its own company as well because you're attached to Sony.
I mean, I think PlayStation is the biggest part of Sony Corporation in general. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I think it's pretty. Maybe it's not quite, but I think it's a pretty substantial part.
It's substantial.
It's huge.
It's huge. It is a big part of their portfolio.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, well, I mean, at that point, then, since it's a big part of their, well, I mean, how much is Xbox part of Microsoft?
Probably pretty small there because.
Yeah. I mean, they've been making more money lately, but yeah, I mean, Microsoft's making all their money off of the, PC stuff.
So I think it's like
operating system and software.
There, right? Yeah. In that regard, so I would argue at that point, Microsoft could probably, it'd be okay if they lost.
I mean,
split up Alphabet.
There you go. It's one of the funny things also about console wars that I constantly feel like I don't hear people think about is that like Xbox is not losing to anyone in a console war. Like they're winning like thoroughly. Their strategy is working for them and it is making them a shit ton of money constantly. Yeah. Like in certain circumstances they might lose money on a game or on a even on sometimes selling the hardware you're losing money, but guaranteed the overall revenue coming out of the Xbox division is huge comparatively to what it was.
Game Pass is like a money maker for them for sure. They're making a lot of money from Game Pass subscriptions, and they're about to make they're bumping those margins up now by increasing the price. So everyone's making a lot of money here.
Wait, so the price is going up? How much?
$1
something.
But it's $1 for everyone except for Ultimate, which is $2 more.
Okay.
Yeah. So
my question is, how much are they actually giving to the developers that are putting their games on Game Pass?
Yeah.
How much of that $10 a month that I'm paying is actually going to those developers? And it makes me wonder because what is it? I think I heard the margins for like putting your stuff on Apple. It was like 70-30.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right? So you're paying 30% just to even be on the platform, which ultimately you're still going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it almost feels like that's not bad compared to, I forget what other platform. I think it was, someone was 50-50. I don't know which platform it was, but they were charging 50%. Like,
damn, that's gnarly.
So if it's a studio's game, and it's going on Game Pass, Xbox is paying them money to put their game on Game Pass. If it's an internal studio, I'm pretty sure that they're also getting a kickback from that. But this internal studio is also selling the game in other ways. And there's a lot of data out there showing that like a ton of people are still buying these games, and especially with the money grab right now that absolutely does hook so many gamers. I can name 10 people right now that do this, that even if it's on Game Pass, will buy collector's editions. You know what I mean? And those are really fucking expensive all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like for just a deluxe edition might be pushing $100. People buy the big collector's one for like 160 just because they want a plush or whatever. I mean, this stuff's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's like that's how they're making their like a bunch of money. I'm assuming with the internal studios. But I will say that the cool thing about this case is it's brought a lot. It's brought a lot of information out. Like I've heard a combination of. I mean, for obviously Sony saying this. But I've heard developers saying, I don't like Game Pass. Game Pass is bad for game developers. Sony obviously says that. Sony said that developers are saying that, and some developers said that. But then other developers were like, I love Game Pass. It's great. It's great for me. So I think...
And there was a stat that came out that, like, it was like something like, I forget what it was. I'm sorry, I don't want to misquote. But it was a relatively high percentage of Game Pass games are repeat developer Game Pass games, like because they had such a success story on the first game they put on Game Pass, they put continuous games on Game Pass. You know, Game Pass is interesting. Like I've heard Phil Spencer interviewed about this before, and I think it is a literal case by case basis for negotiating getting your game on Game Pass, because I've heard of indie games that were like literally they paid for our entire game to be developed, and then with the promise of it going on Game Pass. And I'm sure other ones it's like, yeah, they gave us a little lump sum and then we brought it over.
I could see Game Pass working for a smaller developer who doesn't have that much money.
Yeah.
And you're guaranteed a payout.
Or
right? But like a bigger company, probably not.
Yeah.
Or even like a mid-sized developer, it might not be the way to go because you're not getting as much as you possibly could.
I think it's working for like Capcom, however, which is interesting when you think about it. They've been putting some Monster Hunter games on there, making some extra money on a game that like already was out on Switch or wasn't on release.
That's because they don't really have many IPs
on there. Yeah, exactly. And then look at Exoprimal, right? A game that like some people are like, that looks cool as hell. But then I feel like Capcom just kind of knows, taking the pulse, like maybe that game isn't going to be a huge seller. But if we put it on Game Pass, we can make a little extra money, and then maybe people will actually buy it. Because, like, whatever games are on Game Pass, you can buy them. So if they come off Game Pass, you'll have it at a reduced price. So people do that shit as well. So, like, I could see how it could be bad, for sure. Because it's like, oh, we could have made way more money if we didn't go to Game Pass. But I could see it being good for people who's like, or it's developers who wouldn't have made money, or people wouldn't even have touched their game otherwise, so.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, you have people like me who with the Game Pass, I'll try and play the game and beat it, so I don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then,
right? Like, so that's technically that's a sale they didn't make.
Yep.
But they did make money because
in a way they
of the
made it
subscription.
because they got their lump sum or whatever, however, whatever the percentage.
Because you and a bunch of people paid for Game Pass.
Yes.
But they probably also get a bonus for how many people are like launching the game. I wonder, it's fascinating to me. What is the pay model? Like, what is that model? Like,
I would like to see that as well. I'm curious to see how people are making money off of it. I understand how Microsoft's making money off of it.
Well, duh. Yeah.
But as far as the developers, I'd like to see that because it's sort of like streaming music. Artists almost don't get shit off music streams.
Spotify is a bad deal for all artists.
That's the only way they do it, and then they make all their money when they go on tour.
Yeah,
and it's kind of fucked up at the same time because it devalues music in a way.
Yeah, it does.
You can I can listen to whatever I want for the most part.
Yep.
Whenever I want, and that person who made that gets 0.3 of a penny.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
crazy.
I wonder
compelling.
because I also liken it to like the streaming things with all the streaming things. That like
same thing.
It feels
Yeah.
like from the outside that there is more risks being taken and like higher quality productions being done in the TV space, kind of because of things like HBO streaming and Netflix streaming. But at the same time, you don't know. Like, are those studios feeling like they are creatively motivated to go out and make whatever show they want to make, or do they feel like they have to like fit between the lines more now to be like that streaming-esque thing? You know what I mean? Like, there are people who talk about Game Pass of like, oh, it's a good Game Pass game, and like, does that become a label that you necessarily don't want to have, or
McPixel 3?
There you go, or do want to have, or. You know what I mean? Like it's an interesting thing for all of that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It's like again, it's like I think it's totally acceptable for you to like Microsoft's strategy, like their products, be okay with consuming their things, but also be like, let's not have you guys corporate merge and make everything even more monopolized.
Hold people accountable, or simple as this. Please critically think. Whoever you are out there, don't just like read something and go, oh yeah. That's true. The frogs are gay now, right? Yeah, man. That's true. That's absolutely true. But just critically think, just take a sec. I knew this one person. She told me, like, oh, I trust nothing, like not even gravity. Like, she questioned everything in her life. And I think you could maybe take it too far, but at the same time, I respect that. You know what I mean? Really think critically about the world around you. Because before you know it, everything could be, It's like I always say, in Demolition Man, the Taco Bell, because the Taco Bell is the only surviving restaurant.
After the fast food wars, yes. I know my history.
Yeah, exactly. The fast food wars. This is the video game wars. We've talked about it before, where we're like, look, console warriors out there, chill out, dude. You know what I mean? Like your shit. Don't be mean to each other. But man, Twitter's just full of bullshit. And like, no matter what happens, one side is being mean to the other. And it just disgusts me, And like, Microsoft's just making money at the end of the day. And so is Sony.
The internet is the great equalizer, but it's also a hellscape. That should never have been created.
Somebody seal these tubes.
Like, it's just nuts. Like how toxic. It can be, and
I just don't know why it has to be so toxic, man.
Like it just is I think of anonymity. I think if we were to get rid of anonymity and people had to act like they would if the people were around them in person,
right?
We might not be in the place that we are.
True.
So maybe when we go all the way to the point where we're interfacing, like whether through AR or VR, you'll feel a little more vulnerable, even if you have a cool avatar in front of you. Yeah. And you'll feel like you are in the room with that person, and so if a chat space actually has physical bodies around you, maybe you'll feel a little bit more inclined to act like a person again. Or you'll just spam like whatever stupid emoji you can do, and people will just be like,
Yeah, no, I can't wait for the Oasis, dude. That'll be a good time. So a couple other points that came out of the trial. Basically, Sony put out redacted stuff with was redacted with a marker, so then people are easily able to read and unredact them.
Poor paralegal that's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that guy got fired. Definitely did. Had to.
Sorry, dude.
It's rookie shit, dude. Just use a computer. But yeah, so like, essentially things were unsealed, saying that Sony essentially is spending all this money for like exclusive rights from third parties and stuff, and how that's anti-consumer, quote unquote, whatever all that stuff is. And it's just interesting to me that no matter what happened here, all the dirty laundry was coming out for all these companies, and that was funny. And then at the end of the day, Nintendo's just like, hey guys, I also make video games.
We have toys over here.
Remember us? And of course, there are people who remember them. Like,
yeah, a lot of people.
Like, remember that the number one game this year is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom?
It really could be.
But it's funny though, because Nintendo still thinks of themselves as a toy company. Like ultimately. And,
that's how they act.
Or children.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it just happens to be that we're all man children now, and that's fine.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. So yeah. Beyond all that, who knows what'll happen? I'm sure that at the end of the day, Microsoft will end up purchasing this big company, and then that's it. But I, for one, don't care about Call of Duty, but damn, I just find it so weird that so many gamers only play that game. And also, like, man, 12-year-olds can be really racist on there and stuff, man. It's rough.
Yeah, did you see Microsoft just announced today that they're adding a you can report people for you can record clips of their voice chat and report them based off of, you know, if they say something racist or shitty.
I mean, that's good.
Well, that's good. I hope they actually do something about that, because I mean,
yeah, they could,
I've reported multiple people before in the past, and nothing's ever come of it. So I hope something actually does come of it.
Yeah. Apparently, they're going to send you a notification if action is taken against the person you reported, which is kind of funny.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a little. It's all a little weird, huh? But
in a perfect world, if all this stuff works out, that'd be cool, right? It's all you can really hope for, because at the end of the day, the movie Alien, that's our future. You know what I mean? That the Alien universe where everything is corporate, they're just sending people out into space.
See, I feel like you've become Kent Brockman in the episode of The Simpsons when he accepts his new aunt Overlords.
Yeah.
I think you've already kind of.
What can I do? I can't do anything about it.
You can do, like, there really is, and I think a lot of people think there's nothing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like, that's just sad to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
One thing I've been trying to do is like consume and
I'm just trying to have fun.
Like consume and propagate positive science fiction and positive, like, you know, like optimistic art. Like, I think that's a thing that we don't get enough of. Like, so many, like, dystopian always seems to sell, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. But, like, dystopian always sells.
The zeitgeist, yeah.
It's the sex of sci-fi.
Right. Yeah, it is. But like, you know, like, I want to see some more like solar punk shit, you know what I mean? Like, that stuff's really cool. Or like, you know, eco-utopian, you know, that kind of thing. Be rad.
Give me the Star Trek future.
Totally.
Oh yeah. Communist. That's optimist. Is that communist?
Oh, how is it? It kind of, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's communist. I never really thought about it. Huh. It's at least socialist.
Yeah, it's at least space socialism.
Space.
Hey, I mean, if you live in like small compounds of like 100 to 500 people, like, communism works really well for that a lot of times. As long as there's no rapey shit.
Military, and the military is the biggest socialist thing that this country has.
No, that's true. But
so I mean, come on.
I'm not a communist, though. I just want to put that out there, just so everybody knows.
Come at me, McCarthy. I don't care.
Thank you, Keith. I don't give a shit. You think what I am. I don't care.
You're dead in your grave.
I don't care.
Me, Herbert Hoover. I don't care.
I'm definitely. I'm just saying I'm not a communist. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're communists. And I didn't say socialism was bad in you know, in certain situations. Democratic socialism.
We should, you know, if you have a conglomerate of people, you should try and take care of those people. That's what I think. Bottom line.
But we're gonna have a democracy. Agreed. We're gonna have a corporate federation.
Fuck that
essentially.
Shit.
That's where we're hurtling toward, unless
corporate hegemony.
There you go.
Don't be a bootlicker, Jacob.
I'm not a bootlicker, bro. I'm not a bootlicker.
Don't be a bootlicker.
I just what do you want me to do? I like my Xbox, okay? I'm not licking no boots. But I'm gonna play my Xbox. I'm gonna play Starfield.
I would love to play Diablo on Game Pass. I would love that.
See where this is going? I want to see Activision broken up into the devs that it gobbled up for fucking Call of Duty. You know, Tony Hawk.
I mean, at this point,
stuff like that.
We've gotten to the point where everyone buys everyone, so there's no competition.
Yep.
Buy my
And
balls. Yeah, true.
we get the same old shit.
Yep.
It's a bummer
Yeah.
that Call of Duty is what it is in a lot of ways too. I really don't like it rubs me the wrong way that a really realistic and kind of brutal and oftentimes like pretty cringeworthy war game is like the number one thing that is associated with video games. You know what I mean?
Well,
And,
besides sports.
I think you almost have to think of like who are the people playing that game? Not to shit on anyone.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like
all the shittiest people.
They it's like the jocks.
Yeah.
Of the gaming world, right? Like
totally.
So we used to get shit on for being gamers and playing games and liking this shit,
mm-hmm.
and then it's almost like they kind of like appropriated it,
assimilated,
like, and they're fucking. They're essentially just jocks.
Yeah.
It's no different. This is one of the reasons I don't like esports, because it's no different in my opinion.
Oh, it gets really broy there too. Yeah, for sure.
It can get very broy.
Yeah.
But there's some incredible esports competitors out there, you know.
But I mean, hey, each his own. If you
streamers,
like it, that's cool.
Streamers can get really broy too, obviously, as well. It's like it's like the more popular something is, the more insufferable people can be in that community. And I know not only shitty people play Call of Duty. Okay, just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
there's some cool people out there that play it as well. But the loud majority and like the ones you hear on the mics, the 12-year-olds that are saying like the N-word and stuff, like those are the shitty people. And
that was one of the reasons I stopped playing Overwatch.
Yeah, same.
This is a shitty fucking community, dude.
It is. It really is.
I was horrible too, man. I had to quit because I was sick of yelling at people. I'm like, why am I yelling at people? We're supposed to be having fun. I shouldn't be yelling. This is not. I don't want to be this guy. So I quit forever.
So
you know what I'm saying?
This is why I tend to. This is a lot of reasons I tend to game alone. To be honest with you.
Fair enough.
Because I feel like people can be really shitty on the internet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the funnest addition to my multiplayer gaming has been like being part of like the Discords that we're a part of, and like ours and X to Interacts and you know, a couple other friend ones, even kind of funny community stuff. Like, because I typically have just found like jumping on with people has just always been a good experience. So that's cool, you know?
Yeah. No randos.
Don't be Don't be shitty.
Don't be shitty, gamers.
Don't be shitty.
Be
gamers.
nice. And who cares if I like an Xbox? Guess what? I also like PlayStation. And I also like PC.
If you don't have to give me a PlayStation, they're welcome to, and I'll definitely talk about it more.
I mean, if someone gave me an Xbox for free, you don't think I'd play it? Of course I would.
Of course you would.
Sony, I'm looking at you.
I owned it. I have an Xbox downstairs. It's a 360.
Dude, well, I mean, that's a great console, though. No one can argue.
It was a good console.
It's a great console.
All I'm saying is, I don't care. Like, I just want to play games.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, why do I not buy an Xbox, a new Xbox? Because I can get a new PC and play pretty much all the same games.
Literally, before you said that, I was about to say.
Sorry, that was on.
All three, you're good, dude. All three of us, we need to buy or build some fucking gaming PCs. New ones.
And that's what I'm gonna do.
That's the best.
And at the end of the day, I'm done.
Yeah, and you know what? That doesn't even offend me at all, because at the end of the day, all it matters is, are you playing the cool games that I like? That's all I give a fuck about. That's why. And you know, deep down inside, I've always been a PC gamer. Always. You know what I mean? So, but that's kind of why I liked Xbox in the first place, is because it's, you know, similar architecture and all that.
Can you guys open a beer with an inhaler? Because I can.
Man, you're so cool.
No one cares.
I'll never be as cool as you. Well, I guess I care. I don't know.
It's a tool I always have in my pocket, so I learned how to use it well, you know?
I just have a lot of bottle openers around me.
Yeah, I have a bottle opener on my keychain. So.
Yeah, I have a bottle opener in every room, I swear.
Well, guys, I think that was a pretty good nuanced discussion for three guys to have about the Activision legal bullshit. So that was cool.
Yeah,
Cheers
let's do like closing thoughts on the whole thing. Corporate consolidation, bad. Activision, Blizzard, also bad. Microsoft, really big. You say that, but I'm just anticipating all the cool games. But Microsoft owning everything, bad, very bad.
Which is the way that goes. If they,
yeah,
I mean,
could be bad. Yeah.
Yeah, bad.
Bad. So, give us give money back to the people. We need like a gamer what's his
Robin
name?
Hood.
Robin Hood. Yeah, there you go. So someone find Kevin Costner, tell him to put the outfit back on. Swoop into Microsoft Studios.
I was thinking, what's his name from Men in Tights? But yeah.
Oh, Carrie Ells.
There
You could have them both suit up and then come like pincer attack, 2 different angles. Works great.
I just got this image of them like scissoring in tights.
That's great.
Tight scissoring.
Oh, that's
man.
fucking awesome, dude. All right, guys. Well, that was a great conversation. Miguel, always loved the counterpoints that you bring and your expertise, having also listened to a lot of NPR.
We're gonna have to do a politics podcast just one time for Miguel, so he can really go off.
Oh, I'll go off too, man. I just don't like to alienate people.
I'm in. I'm down.
But you know, I guess odd for me. Odd Valley is a podcast I want to keep light and fun, because when you're drinking at the bar, we can all have different views. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But like, if we're gonna sit here and talk about our beliefs, especially with something like fucking the economy and stuff, it just will become a political conversation. And you know, we're nerds anyway, so it's not like a bunch of, you know, jocks are gonna watch us, right? They're too busy shooting some 12-year-old child in Call of Duty, or spending way too much in create a player or whatever the fuck in 2K. Oh man, they really ruined that game. I had fun with it back in the day. Oh, by the way, hey Gage, did you fucking hear about the crazy big ass ball thing we have here in Vegas? I'm gonna endorse.
I've been seeing a lot of. Yeah, let's get to endorsements, but I've been seeing a lot of clips.
I'm gonna fucking endorse that big ass ball.
You're gonna endorse the Sphere?
Yeah, the Sphere, dude. I'm endorsing the
Square
Sphere.
Garden Sphere.
Yes, I'm gonna.
Is it owned by MSG? Is that really?
Yeah, it is.
Cool. My buddy works for that company.
They're trying to build one in London.
They are.
That makes sense.
And they are not happy.
Yeah. It's probably really bad for the environment. Probably costs a lot of energy. But,
well, that and the light pollution.
Yeah,
totally.
So
it doesn't matter in Vegas because
I still have not seen it in person yet,
dude.
Like on.
Check it out, man. Right
and
now.
I know it's.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No. Right now is the NBA stuff. Like, there's an NBA con happening. There's also the All-Star game that's going to be happening this weekend. Yeah. So right now, like, Joy and I were driving home from Henderson, I believe. And when I was like coming off the freeway, I looked at the strip skyline, which it's always there. I just don't typically glance over there, but I looked. I saw a massive fucking basketball in the middle of the strip, essentially.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Off to the side.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
I've seen the pictures. Like, it's fucking crazy. I think one of the articles I read said the guy was like, I don't think this could be built anywhere but Las Vegas.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see if they end up building it in London or not.
Right.
Because they want to do a Sphere out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I see exactly. I saw the eyeball. I saw it saying hello to everyone. Yeah, there you go.
Here's
let's put it this way. I think this kind of goes back to the corporate, like, whatever, big money versus whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's good and bad reasons to do this kind of stuff, but I do kind of like that Las Vegas exists to kind of be I know you guys live there, but like to be a place where we can experiment with this kind of stuff. Like, I do think there should be more like projects for the sake of doing projects. Like, obviously this is a big corporate moneymaker. It's a venue and all this kind of stuff like that. But I would love to see, this is art in a certain way, you know what I mean? And it's architecture, and I'm all down for like more creative human sculptures, like, or mega structures that,
that thing's fucking cool. Look at it.
I'll say cool. I don't hate the idea, and from what I've seen, it looks fucking cool as shit.
There's the eyeball.
And I do agree, it's something that you could only do here. Like, we're like so used to having the most outlandish shit in our city that why not have a giant eyeball just fucking blink at you?
Whoa, that's trippy,
dude. Mochi
man.
Squeeze Joying chat was like, they put an eyeball on it. It was gross, and then the video just came up, and she goes, "Ew."
And there's the fucking eyeball. Like, so I think it's
oh,
great.
that one's weird too. Yeah.
This city is very interesting to live in, and I'm glad I get to see it in person.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's cool.
Didn't U2 open there? That was like the first show that would play
No,
there.
they haven't
No,
opened
it's-
yet.
it's
It
happening.
opens in December.
That's
I
in the
believe, and it's
future,
gonna
yeah.
be
So yay, I'm endorsing that.
yeah.
I'm endorsing this fear because it's cool, and if you can ever go see a show or something in there, it's supposed to be rad as hell because you're gonna be surrounded by a big ass screen. It has
Is it a
3D
screen
sound.
on the inside too?
Yeah, it's
That's insane.
it's got like a like an interior with 3D sound, like so no matter where you're sitting, it's like delivering crazy sound to you, and it's just supposed to be fucking wild as hell. So that's my endorsement for this week.
Damn, that's
There you
cool,
go.
yo. I'm into it.
Good job. I like it.
What you guys
I'm
got?
gonna endorse. Going to concerts in general, but specifically, every once in a while, there's gonna be a band that you've been wanting to see for a long time, and the tickets are gonna be more expensive than you want to. But just like if you and a couple of friends are gonna go, just treat yourself and go. And I'm talking specifically about an experience that I just paid for recently, but haven't gone to do yet. But I'm pre-endorsing it because I know it's gonna be awesome. I just bought Tool tickets, and I'm very excited to go see Tool.
Go
Pretty
see a
cool.
concert. Is that what your endorsement is?
Yeah. He said go see the concert.
Fuck
Go see
yeah.
a concert, like maybe a concert that like is a little bit like more expensive than you want to pay for, but just go do it if you want to do it, you know?
I would do that for Iron Maiden. 'Cause I think that's going to be like a show.
And it will be a show. Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing them. They're playing in a basketball stadium in Eugene, Oregon, but I'm going up with some buddies. I'm actually going up with this band that it's a local band around here. So we're going to take the tour van, which is going to be fun because there's like 8 of us going. It's going to be a good time.
That's sick, dude. How far is that from you?
It's like 4.5, 5 hours.
Whoa. Okay. Road trip.
Yeah, road trip. It's not that bad. The Eugene, when it's not the middle of winter, it's pretty easy to get up there.
Right on, man. That sounds like fun.
Cool. All right, I'm going to endorse going to a ghost town or a mine. If you have
Hell
not
yeah.
gone to a ghost town or a mine, you should definitely do it.
Cool.
I know down here we have a lot more access to that stuff.
In California, there's a few too. There's definitely a few.
But it's definitely a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Mine tours are great, or even a cave, Oregon Cave. I highly recommend Oregon Cave.
Yeah, the Kirby, the lava caves are so rad. I've been there a few times.
So yes, go exploring, go do something, get out of the house.
Yep. Love
Yeah,
it.
dude. Touch grass. You don't need to argue about the Xbox like for fucking 24 hours every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can argue about which Tool album is better and which Ghost Town you liked better.
While on the road to a ghost town. Yeah, Nevada has the most ghost towns of any state in America. Did you know that? Pretty cool.
Pretty barren out there in a lot of spots.
A lot of mining
and
towns.
grown mainly by the federal government. Most of the land in the state of Nevada.
There you go. Look, there's a castle here somewhere.
Where's that?
Looks like the Alamo.
Oh, Austin. Thought it said Nevada. What?
Yeah, that
Living
might
in
be
Austin.
Might be a city in Nevada.
Towering over the Reese River
Austin,
Valley
Nevada.
at Austin's western edge, Stowe's Castle was modeled after a real Roman tower. So maybe this is
cool.
just places all over the place.
It is a small town, Jacob. I have never heard of it.
Oh, no shit. Austin?
Let's go.
Oh my
Austin.
god.
It's in northern Nevada.
Oh my god, we gotta check out this castle. It's sick. Fish
dope.
Lake Valley's office building. That's cool. Whole bunch of shit. So yeah, get out there, man.
Get out there. Even if you don't have a ghost town, just get the fuck out.
Put on a Tool album. Listen to Stinkfist. You know what I'm saying? And get weird with it.
46 and 2.
Go
Stop.
to the Clown Motel.
Yeah,
Creepy
that
shit.
place is sick as hell. I took a bunch of pictures I still need to post up, but it's so funny. I saw pictures of a gathering of the Juggalos, Miguel, and I'm just gonna tell a really quick story to lead us out. When we went to the Clown Motel, I saw on the wall Clownvis, right, which is Elvis but as a clown, and like
Nice.
I was pretty sure I heard about him before, but I was like, oh look, it's Clownvis. And then the guy who was working there was like, "You want to see his room?" Because we're at the Clown Hotel, and I was like, sure. And so he just hands me the key, and he goes, it's actually, the key says room 122, but it's actually room 222, and it's his custom room. So we walked in there, and it had Clownvis stuff everywhere. It was great. And then, so, that was just a weird but fun experience. I loved it. And then I'm looking at the pictures of the Gathering of the Juggalos from this year that I think just happened. Clownvis was there, man. He was judging like fucking wet t-shirt contests, I think.
So I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't know who the fuck Clownvis was, so I had to look him up after we went to his room.
Yeah.
And apparently he started he has emceed a bunch of the ICP tours.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah.
So he's, I mean, where else would you go, right? Like,
right.
Yeah. What do you? Yeah.
I mean, so he's. I looked him up. He's pretty interesting. Like,
yeah,
a clown Elvis who plays Elvis songs. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's great.
Would I go to the Gathering of the Juggalos? Probably not.
No,
I've always been morbidly curious. Like, me and my friends joke about it every single year. I think this might be the last year they're doing it or something. I heard, which is kind of a shame.
Wild,
but
they're getting old. But hey,
end of an era, man. End of an era.
Yeah, Clownvis was there though. So
yeah, go to the gathering, smoke some meth, and just get weird with it,
drink lots of Faygo.
Yeah, lots of Faygo, exactly.
Yep. All right, well that's it for me, guys. You got anything else?
No, just drink Faygo.
Drink some Faygo. We can't even get it, dude. It's in the Midwest somewhere. We gotta someone ship us Faygo. just send it to any Las Vegas address, and we'll figure out where it's at. I don't know.
Send it to the main post office addressed to MPD.
Just geocache it to someone, and
There you go. Somewhere on the strip, and then it's just gonna explode in the hot sun, just left out.
Leave it at the Greyhound station on the strip. That's one of the weirdest places I've ever been in my life.
They closed that one.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they closed the one downtown. It's on it's like on the South Strip now at the bus station.
Oh, okay. That's why it's.
So when I was downtown, so we don't actually have a Greyhound station anymore.
A station, yeah. Okay, got it.
Well, there you go. Factoid for you. Thanks for watching, listening, hanging out. Remember, we're on Twitter at NPD Squad. You can keep up to date with what we're doing there. You can watch this if you're watching live now. Watch this shit later on YouTube. Just search at Odd Valley Studios. And then if you are watching this on YouTube, you could watch us live on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Twitch.tv/Neon Pocket Dimension.
And if you're watching on YouTube, leave us a comment down in the thing. It helps the algorithm, and we'd love to know what you're learning out about, and maybe we'll bring it up on the following podcast later.
Subscribe and like too.
Do all that.
Hey, thanks.
Hit that bell icon. We got a lot of content coming out of Odd Valley Studios. Just put up the latest Odd Valley episode. I did a pretty fun thumbnail for it, but we were talking about UFOs.
I was going to compliment you on your thumbnails. Have been getting better and better. I like them a lot.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Oh, and then 5 Minute Gamer. Now that's hitting every single Monday. It's 5 minutes. Me and Steven from X Interact, Singer Bro, playing games for 5 minutes and then trying to rate it. It's been a really good fun time. The latest episode we put up was McPixel 3, which is a collection of mini games. So check that out. Fun times. And then follow us on Twitter. OMJesus here, Boxcar_Miguel over there. And you got, of course, Luke Shot First. That's 1ST, the Zaddy Supreme on the end there. And that's it. I'm done. Have a good night.
Heck yeah. That's it.
See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.